Prior to its release in 2005, game designer Fumita Ueda had an original vision of 48 colossi in the game, and the vast landscape reflects it. Long stretches of canyon, plains, caves, and even lakes hint at a world much more inhabited by these colossal creatures. So it makes you wonder, if there are originally so many colossi planned for the game, what happened to the ones that didn't make the cut? Well, in episode 4 we talked a little about the Devil and the Griffin, two of the unused colossi that didn't make it past the beta stages of development, and the additional item called the Eye of the Colossus. But there's more. Another unutilized giant terrorized in the name of the monkey. It had 2 long limbs, and early sketch designs suggest that it was fought in an arena similar to that of Dirge, although it's not 100% clear why it was removed. He would hang from the ceiling stalactites in a cave, and while shooting projectiles at water, the player would have to shoot arrows at his arms and legs to make him fall to hit his multiple weak points. Does this look familiar to anyone else? And the next Colossus is probably the one that intrigued my interest the most out of the bunch, and it's the Majestic Phoenix. This monstrous beast towered over Wander and would constantly flap its giant wings, causing you to tumble back, very similar to the fight against Avion. But ultimately it was cut due to its overpowered nature, thus causing the confrontation to be very imbalanced, as well as the fact that such an enormous arena was needed. In the art book, it was implied that periodically he would burst into flames, and that this is when you needed to plunge him into a lake, perhaps near Basran's lair. Not too much else is known, which is a shame because, man, this Colossus looked amazing. But with that being said, we'll talk more on the other mystery colossi in a future part, so sit back and enjoy your semi-regular scheduled programming, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everybody, to Shadow of the Colossus. My name is Ellison Cruz, and in the last part, we went and took on and defeated the bird of prey Avion, and in this one, we're going to go and take on a Colossus I feel is pretty overrated, although not entirely difficult. Now, since we're going to be playing on hard for this particular beast, I say that as far as items go, we should go choose a more offensive one. And no, I don't mean he wisecracks jokes in church and pisses in school kids' lunchboxes. No, we've got ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, the inappropriately named Harpoon of Thunder. And it's your only other long-ranged weapon besides your bow and arrow, and can deal massive amounts of damage to a Colossus if you hit its weak point, as well as interrupting its attack. However, you won't be able to kill the sigil until you stab it with your sword, so that's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, while it does sound badass as hell, it's basically just a javelin and offers no real visual spectacle as you would expect something called the Harpoon of Thunder to have. And it's like, damn, Wander, you really have quite the arm for that. It's like this guy is like Star Trek runner in high school or something. He does that thing legit, man, and on horseback, no less. No, but it's a pretty sweet weapon, but it's just a little impractical to use in certain fights. In fact, the Colossus we're going to fight right now, Barba, is probably the best place to use it, in all honesty. And the reason why I say that is because he's a very rambunctious fellow. You literally have no control over your balance when you're on him, and to say the least, it gets incredibly aggravated. Especially on time attack, which is arguably one of the more difficult ones to do on normal, which is weird. But I want to bring your attention to this. This place is the Autumn Forest, and I gotta say, this place is absolutely beautiful. It's just nice and dark in that ambient running water. It's so peaceful, and it's just, we'll be coming back here a few more times later because this place branches off into quite a few other directions. But if you continue on over into this direction over here, there's a nice little path we can take. Granted, you don't get caught on any stray pixels with Aggro's foot there. That happens all too often in this game, you know, when you're going through these enclosed places. Now, this southerly direction we're going, I would have to say it contains some of my favorite areas in this entire game. I mean, a lot of it is amazing, and that goes without saying, but something about the landscape and how it seems to be closer to sea level than the northern half of the world just does something for me. I mean, you spend a lot of time in this part of the world called the Blasted Lands and fighting those white-tailed lizards here, and it's definitely, woo, okay, I didn't realize she would jump that high there. Wow, that was fun. We have a desert off to the left over there, and that holds a Colossus, just so you know that that's there, as well as the end of the world, but believe me, we'll be heading there soon enough. And something I want to bring up real fast is the bloom lighting in this game. It's good, I guess. I mean, I like it, but in case you didn't realize, it gets really distracting sometimes. That's like, what, am I watching a Steven Spielberg movie? I'm not allowed to see what's happening off in the distance in the beautiful land? I guess not. But, I mean, they just amped it up so much compared to the PS2 version. And it just makes looking off in the distance a little painful sometimes. Anyway, here's the lair, the temple lair in which Colossus number 6 lies, and is actually the first out of only 2 fights to take place underground. Unfortunately, you can't bring aggro inside, so whoa, I'll have to ditch her for now as we flex our acrobatic muscles over the barrier and head inside. Yeah, it takes place underground, and those usually call for some pretty interesting arena tussles, you know. But this place is very impressive from both the inside and out, and what with all this crumbling architecture and fallen pillars. It's just, it's awesome. But like I said, I don't really enjoy this fight all that much, and it really underutilizes the amazing environment. But, you know, it makes you, it's a really cool place to fight, and makes you wonder what this place used to be like decades, if not centuries ago. Just underground, dilapidated, remote temple in the middle of nowhere. God, this place, I mean, if you just look how it's not just a temple built inside of a cave, it's literally one with the environment. And now, our goal is to drop down this giant-ass cliff, and the slow and safe way to get down is by climbing down the wall. But of course, due to the ridiculous nature of our health, and I like freaking the spawning animation of the Colossus out, we can drop down where we can activate a cutscene of the Colossus coming out of the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Barba, the Santa Claus Creeper Colossus. Now, right off the bat, he didn't notice us because he's silly and didn't think we'd jump off the gnarly cliff. He's a hell of a beast if I do say so myself. On normal time attack, you have only 3.5 minutes to take him out, which is absolutely ridiculous. And by stark contrast, a whopping 6.5 on hard. This guy is no joke when it comes to speedruns, although to an extent, every Colossus can be broken pretty easily. Now, similar to how we fought Phaedra, we need to get to the other side of the ruins and provoke the guy in order to trick him into letting us kill him. And since we're playing on hard, he will have one additional sigil to contend with on his left hand, and this is where the Harpoon of Thunder may or may not come in handy. Get it? Handy because there's a weak point on his hand? Oh, whatever. It's good for preliminary damage, but like I said, we'll still have to deliver the final blow for the sigil to cease to exist. And I like to use it on his hand more than probably any other Colossus in this game because next to Gaius' stomach, this Colossus has incredibly poor mapping in general. Now, once we're in this strange derelict of an area, we can start provoking him to kneel down because, believe it or not, we need to use his beard to get to his head and back where his other weak points are. But first, we shall target his hands. If my aim could be any less true, I could probably hit him, but there we go. As you can see, it does kind of a fairly decent amount of damage per hit, and there's a ton of black smoke coming out. Holy hell. Yeah, at this rate, we'll be able to take care of him pretty quickly once he decides to get on a level. But he's got a couple different moves, like this. Occasionally, I'll do this Hulk Smash, which is easy enough to dodge. But once he's exhausted his Tuesday night training routine, we'll be able to make short work of the man. But not before we throw more twigs into his beard, just for good measure. There we go. All right, sweet. So when he kneels down, you want to make sure to run over to his left hand and finish it off, but do it fast because it's pretty hard to get a perfect grip on this one. So just take what you can get and get out. And if you're lucky enough, you should be able to finish it in, you know, a couple goes. We did it first time there because of the Harpoon of Thunder. But, you know, you have to do it the old-fashioned way in time attack because you have no items in that. And it's a pain. So with that out of the way and the music suddenly changing up on us, we can wait for Curiosity to kill the Colossus once again. So I guess he forgot he was here. Just look at that mug. He's so smug. There's no reference level to the amount of death we're about to wreak upon his face here. So go ahead and grab onto his, grab onto the side of his beard here so you can get to his chest a lot easier because his beard is very strange. And there we go. All right, so let's just hopefully get to his shoulder blade as quickly as possible. That would be definitely in our best interest. This music, I love this song so much. All right, now that we're back here, one of his weak points is on his head, and if we would just... Okay, so for some godforsaken reason, Wander is an absolute klutz when it comes to the back of bipedal colossi. It's just something about standing on something that stands on two legs. Just Wander loses his balance every 5 seconds. So I apologize if this one takes a little bit longer than normal, but let's see. Do we need a full power? Oh, apparently we need a little bit more than that. Okay, thought we were a bit more powerful than that, but our grip is a little strange for this one. All right, so we're gonna have to go ahead and hit him one more time. Do I have to charge it up more? There we go. So 3 shots. Damn, they're apparently not as weak as I thought. And now we can drop to his back here, and go ahead and take him out here. He's gonna be shaking us off like we're 7 devils or something. It's like, Christ, man, this guy is insane. All right, so once he's done, sometimes I'll do it twice in a row, like right there. It's a good idea just to rest on his shoulders a little bit if you're running a little bit low on time, and I knew that was gonna fail. That sucked. All right, I'm in a really bad place, but let's go ahead and hit you. See, it just gets a little complicated here. If you fall off, no big deal. Just go back into the ruins over there and try again. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, with the final hit, can we go ahead and take down Barba? Because that would be really nice. Thank you. Do you guys just see how he falls? Like, I don't like this guy that much, but the way he fell is still just heartbreaking. And fortunately, we can't run from the tendrils of death. Damn it. How did I not see that coming? A ripple of thunder. Underwater, you say? That doesn't sound very inviting. But with Barba finally being put down in his place, I think it's nighttime we end this part off. So please join me next time on Shadow of the Colossus, where we will take on the lucky number 7 beast Hydra, the Water Dragon, as well as taking a look at a couple of, on-the-way sights we'll be seeing that the vast land of the forbidden variety has to offer. I'm looking very forward to that, man. My name's Elsa Cruz, and hope to see you guys there.